The only 3 exercises you need to stay strong for life. Men over 40. I'll be completely honest with you. I was skeptical when I first saw the data on this. I spent over 6 weeks analyzing strength retention studies in men from 40 to 80, and what I discovered challenged everything I thought I knew about training. Here's the reality. You don't need 15 exercises. You don't need complicated periodization. The elite 5% who stay strong into their 70s and 80s, they've simplified everything down to 3 fundamental movement patterns. And here's what fascinated me most. These 3 exercises predict functional independence better than any other metric. The 95% who lose strength every year are doing isolation work and machines. Want to know what actually works for life? Act 1, hinge pattern. Preserving posterior chain strength. The hinge pattern, exercises like deadlifts, kettlebell swings, and hip thrusts, forms the bedrock of posterior chain strength. It's the powerhouse of your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. These movements recruit some of the biggest muscle groups in your body, and as men, especially as we age, the posterior chain is the one area we often neglect, but it's also the one that holds everything together. A strong posterior chain not only supports your posture, but also keeps you functional, mobile, and injury-free as you get older. It's the core of your strength, literally. Many men over 40 make the mistake of avoiding the hinge pattern altogether. You've probably heard someone say, "I don't do deadlifts anymore, they hurt my back," or "I'm not bending over like that, I don't want to strain myself." Sound familiar? It's a common concern and a huge mistake. The idea is that by avoiding these movements, you're somehow protecting yourself from injury. But in reality, you're doing the opposite. The truth is, when you avoid hinge exercises, you don't protect your back, you weaken it. It's not just about lifting heavy weights, it's about reinforcing your body's ability to perform basic everyday movements safely. The problem with ignoring this, you're not just missing out on strength development, also robbing yourself of the ability to move without restriction. It's not just your back that suffers, it's your overall mobility and flexibility too. What should you do instead? Master the hinge pattern. It's one of the most powerful movements you can do to build strength in your posterior chain. I'm not saying you need to throw hundreds of pounds on the bar. You don't need to lift like a power lifter. What matters is mastering the movement, focusing on form, and progressively loading it over time. Let's break it down. When performing exercises like deadlifts or kettlebell swings, it's crucial to focus on pushing your hips back, not just bending at the waist. Imagine closing a car door with your hips. Push them back, feel the stretch in your hamstrings, and then return to the standing position by driving your hips forward. Your spine stays neutral. This is key to avoiding injury. You'll notice that when done properly, these exercises don't just target the glutes and hamstrings, they also engage your lower back, helping to improve posture and stability. But it's more than just about the aesthetics of a strong back, it's about the function. A strong posterior chain is your first line of defense against falls and back injuries. And this isn't just a theory, it's backed by real research. Studies show that men who maintain posterior chain strength, specifically through hinge movements, experience a 50 to 60% lower risk of hospitalization due to falls or back injuries. Think about that for a moment. By doing something as simple as deadlifts or kettlebell swings, you can reduce your chances of a potentially life-altering injury. That's not just fitness. That's investing in your future. You've heard about men who have trouble getting out of a chair in their 60s or 70s, right? A lot of that comes from a weak posterior chain. When you don't regularly engage your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back, it's easy to lose mobility. But when you build and maintain strength in these areas, your ability to perform everyday tasks increases tenfold. The real advantage here isn't just lifting heavy weight, it's maintaining the strength to carry groceries, get out of bed, and avoid that embarrassing stumble on the sidewalk. Well, let me give you an example. Picture a man in his late 50s or early 60s, someone who's been incorporating hinge movements into his routine for years. Every day he's lifting, bending, and moving with confidence. He can bend over to tie his shoes, lift a heavy bag from the floor, or pick up his grandchildren without thinking twice. He's not just avoiding injury, he's improving his overall stability and strength, ensuring that his body works for him, not against him. It's not about lifting more weight than anyone else. It's about training your body to stay in top condition so that you can enjoy life without fear of injury or discomfort. Why it matters. Mastering this hinge pattern now, while your body is still in a place where you can make real progress, is one of the smartest moves you can make. The older we get, the harder it becomes to correct poor movement patterns. But the sooner you begin, the longer you'll be able to carry the benefits of these exercises into your later years. Don't wait until you're feeling restricted by tight hips or stiff lower back muscles. Start now and keep your body moving smoothly and freely. Next, Let's talk about your upper body pressing strength, because this is just as essential for your independence. Whether it's pushing open a heavy door, lifting a box, or getting up from a chair, pressing strength is vital for those everyday tasks. Let's dive into why that's so important. At 2, push pattern, maintaining upper body pressing strength. When it comes to preserving strength in your upper body, the push pattern is non-negotiable. Exercises like push-ups, the overhead press, and the incline bench press are foundational for keeping your shoulders, chest, and triceps strong. These movements are essential not only for strength, but for maintaining the type of independence you expect in daily life. Whether it's pushing open a heavy door, lifting a box into your car, or reaching for something on a high shelf, pressing movements are a crucial part of your muscle retention strategy. Unfortunately, many men over 40 shy away from these pressing movements altogether. It's a natural instinct. You're concerned about straining your shoulders or aggravating existing injuries. I get it. The shoulder joint is complex, and when it starts to feel stiff or painful, it's tempting to avoid movements that trigger that discomfort. But here's the catch. Avoiding pressing exercises doesn't protect you from injury. In fact, it does the opposite. When you skip pressing movements, you gradually lose strength in your shoulders and chest, which affects your overall function. Weak shoulders make lifting objects harder and more dangerous. Not to mention, your posture will start to suffer. The longer you avoid these essential movements, the weaker those muscles become, and the more prone you are to strains, injuries, or even instability in other areas of your body. The good news is you don't need to jump straight into heavy barbell presses to reap the benefits of pressing strength. Start with what you can handle. Wall push-ups are a great place to begin. They take the pressure off your shoulders and give you the confidence to build up strength gradually. Once you're comfortable with wall push-ups, progress to knee push-ups, and eventually work your way up to full push-ups. From there, you can introduce more complex movements like the overhead press or incline bench press, focusing on perfecting your form as you go. The key here is progression. Take your time and don't rush. Focus on building strength at a pace that feels natural to you. The goal isn't to rush to a maximum effort, but to develop consistent, safe strength that you can rely on for years to come. What does this all mean in practical terms? Shoulder strength is crucial for maintaining independence. Think about it. How often do you need your shoulders in a day? Whether you're lifting groceries, moving furniture, or simply reaching for something out of your reach, having strong, functional shoulders means you're never at the mercy of your body's weaknesses. Moreover, maintaining pressing strength over time reduces your risk of injury in day-to-day activities. A weak shoulder can lead to more than just discomfort. It can lead to injuries that derail your life. By staying on top of your pressing strength, you're ensuring you continue to perform daily tasks with ease and avoid those injuries that could otherwise hold you back. Here's a real-world example. Imagine a man in his 50s who's been consistently doing overhead presses and incline push-ups for the past few years. His form is solid, his shoulders are strong, and he's never worried about picking up heavy boxes or lifting his kids into the car. Every press is fluid. Every movement efficient. There's no hesitation in his movements, no fear of straining his shoulder. He's as confident in his upper body strength as he is in his lower body. This is the power of pressing strength. It's not about how much you can lift. It's about being able to move with control and power when you need it most. Why it matters. When you maintain pressing strength, you're not just strengthening your shoulders. You're improving your ability to handle the physical demands of everyday life. The tasks we take for granted, lifting, pushing, reaching, require shoulder strength, and with that strength comes confidence. You're never wondering if you can carry that heavy bag or push open a stubborn door. That strength is there when you need it, making life easier and keeping you injury-free. Now that we've covered the importance of upper body pressing strength, let's dive into the squat pattern. This is another essential movement if you want to stay mobile and maintain a high quality of life as you age. Trust me. This one is key to everything: mobility, stability, and functional strength. Let's get into it. Act 3, squat pattern, maintaining lower body power. The squat pattern is the cornerstone of lower body strength. Whether it's bodyweight squats, goblet squats, or barbell squats, this movement is essential for maintaining your power and mobility as you age. It's not just about building muscle, it's about ensuring you remain active, independent, and fully capable of performing the physical tasks that life demands. Whether you're walking, climbing stairs, or even standing up from a chair, the squat pattern is at the core of these movements. Unfortunately, many men over 40 shy away from squats entirely. You've probably heard or said it yourself. Squats are too hard on my knees. or I'm too old for deep squats. The fear of knee strain or injury keeps a lot of men from incorporating squats into their routine, but avoiding them doesn't protect your joints. In fact, it weakens them. Weak legs and hips are one of the primary reasons older men lose mobility and independence. Think about it. When your lower body power starts to fade, everyday tasks become more challenging. Getting up from the couch, walking down the stairs, or even picking up something off the floor can feel like a major effort. Without lower body strength, you're more prone to falls and less able to maintain your quality of life. So, what should you do instead? Embrace squats. They're the key to maintaining lower body power, which directly impacts your mobility in your 70s and beyond. You don't have to dive straight into heavy barbell squats if that feels intimidating. Start with bodyweight squats to build up form and mobility. Here's how to perform a perfect squat. Foot placement. Start by setting your feet about hip-width apart, toes pointing slightly out. This allows your knees to track over your toes. Engage your core. Before you descend, tighten your core like you're about to be punched in the stomach. This helps protect your lower back. The descent. Push your hips back as if you're about to sit in a chair. Keep your chest lifted and lower your body until your thighs are parallel to the floor, or go deeper if you feel comfortable. Your knees should never pass over your toes. The rise. Push through your heels to return to standing, keeping the pressure in your heels and midfoot. Focus on squeezing your glutes as you rise. As you get stronger and more comfortable with bodyweight squats, you can move on to goblet squats with a dumbbell or kettlebell to add resistance, or eventually work up to barbell squats. The key here is gradual progression, ensuring that you never sacrifice form for weight. A strong squat pattern builds more than just leg muscle. It helps you maintain lower body power for all of life's activities. Think about it. How often do you need to squat in a day without even realizing it? Every time you sit down and get up, you're performing a squat. And the stronger you are in this movement, the easier those tasks become. This is about functionality. The strength you build now in your legs, hips, and glutes ensures you can get out of a chair without struggle, walk without pain, and climb stairs with ease. Not to mention, it helps reduce the risk of falls. A weak lower body is one of the most common reasons older adults suffer falls, and squats directly address this issue. Imagine a man in his 50s who's been consistently doing squats for years. He's performing a perfect goblet squat, knees aligned, chest lifted, pushing through his heels. His legs are strong and his form is impeccable. He doesn't just look good, he moves with ease. He gets out of bed without stiff joints, walks upstairs without feeling winded, and can pick up his grandkids without a second thought. His body works for him, not against him. The long-term benefits are undeniable. By mastering squats now, you're not just investing in muscle strength, you're ensuring that you'll be able to move freely in your 70s and beyond. Maintaining that lower body power now translates to the ability to live life on your terms. It's a small effort now that pays off big when you're older. Squats aren't just a gym exercise, they're a way to preserve your freedom. Without squats, without that lower body strength, you lose your ability to perform the most basic movements. But when you make squats a regular part of your routine, you're ensuring you won't just survive as you age. You'll thrive. These three movements, hinge, press, and squat, form the foundation of functional fitness. But there's something game-changing about them that most people overlook. Let's talk about why these exercises are the ultimate game changers in aging well and staying strong for life. Act 4. Compound movements recruit 85% of your muscle mass. When we talk about compound movements, we're referring to exercises that engage multiple muscle groups and joints at once, like deadlifts, squats, push-ups, and overhead presses. These exercises target large muscle groups across your body, recruiting up to 85% of your total muscle mass. That's the real power of compound movements. They're not just isolating one muscle group, they're engaging almost every major muscle in your body at the same time. The beauty of compound movements lies in their efficiency. In one movement, you're working your legs, core, upper body, and even your cardiovascular system. This makes them incredibly effective for building muscle, strength, and endurance. You don't need to spend hours in the gym hitting every muscle group individually. A few compound exercises can do the job of multiple isolation exercises, saving you time and maximizing your muscle recruitment. But the benefits don't stop there. This type of training directly connects to functional fitness, the kind of strength you use every day. Whether it's lifting groceries, picking up your kids, or just getting in and out of a car, compound movements teach your body how to move as a cohesive unit, not as isolated muscle groups. The result? Total body strength that translates into confidence in everyday activities. You're not just stronger in the gym, you're stronger in life. More resilient, more capable, and more mobile. This efficiency and power are essential for maintaining an active and independent lifestyle, especially as you get older. By focusing on these compound movements, you're not just building muscle, you're building a foundation for long-term strength and mobility that will serve you for decades. Act 5, simplification increases training consistency. The simpler your workout, the more likely you are to stick with it. Complexity is the enemy of progress. When your routine is overloaded with countless exercises, machines, and intricate movements, it becomes overwhelming, making it harder to stay consistent. But when you focus on just a few key exercises, like the hinge, press, and squat patterns, you streamline your training and set yourself up for long-term success. Why simplification works. Simplifying your workout is about maximizing results with minimal effort. By focusing on these 3 fundamental movements, you're covering all the major muscle groups in your body. This approach allows you to train efficiently, stay engaged, and make steady progress. You don't need to spend hours at the gym or follow complicated routines. Just commit to mastering these 3 exercises, and you'll see noticeable improvements in both strength and mobility. Imagine a man who spends just 15 to 20 minutes each day practicing these 3 movements. His routine is simple: hinges, presses, and squats. Week by week, he sees a noticeable improvement in his strength, posture, and overall mobility. His confidence grows and everyday tasks become easier. With this minimal yet focused approach, he's making real progress without feeling overwhelmed. Staying consistent with these core exercises guarantees strength retention throughout your life. When your workout is simple and accessible, it becomes part of your daily routine rather than a task you dread. The key to lifelong fitness is consistency, and simplicity makes it far easier to maintain. And here's why mastering these exercises now is so crucial. Bonus point. Master these 3 patterns now. They're the only exercises you'll still do at 75. First off, thank you for sticking with me until the end. Here's the bonus point. Master these 3 patterns: hinge, press, and squat, and they'll be the only exercises you'll still be doing at 75 or beyond. That's right. These 3 movements are all you need to maintain your strength, mobility, and independence well into your later years. The reason these 3 exercises are so crucial is that they form the foundation of functional strength, the type of strength you'll need to live a long, active life. As you age, other exercises may fall by the wayside, but these movements are timeless. Whether you're 40 or 75, the hinge, press, and squat will keep your body functional, strong, and capable of handling daily tasks without relying on others. Master them now, and you'll be performing them seamlessly for the rest of your life, no matter how much the years add up. They're scalable, adaptable, and effective at any age. When you've built this foundation, you'll find yourself moving effortlessly, even as you age. Imagine a man in his 70s, still performing deadlifts, push-ups, and squats with ease. His form is perfect, his strength still intact. He's not limited by age. He's empowered by the consistent work he's put in over the years. This isn't some far-off dream. It's a reality when you stay committed to these core movements. The journey to lifelong strength begins now with just these 3 exercises. So start today and thank yourself tomorrow. Keep moving, keep growing, because your best self is ahead of you, not behind. Remember at the start, I told you that only 3% of men over 60 are in top physical shape. Now you know why. It's about more than just lifting weights. It's about mastering a few key movements that will keep you strong and functional for the long haul. The hinge pattern preserves your posterior chain strength, reducing falls and back injuries. The push pattern ensures you can maintain independence by keeping your shoulders strong. And the squat pattern? It's your ticket to maintaining lower body power, mobility, and balance as you age. These are the movements that will carry you into your 70s and beyond. You're 40, 45, 50 plus. That's not a disadvantage. In fact, it's your opportunity. You've got the wisdom, the experience, and now you have the tools to build lifelong strength. By focusing on these core movements, you're laying the foundation for an active, confident future. Remember, consistency is key, and simplicity is your ally. If you want more strategies to stay strong, agile, and resilient, subscribe. I post new videos every week about fitness, mobility, and how to stay in control of your health as you age. Hit the bell so you don't miss any updates. You don't need to be a superhero, just a man who doesn't quit. Feel free to suggest a topic you'd like to watch next in the comments. We'll notify you once it's posted. And if you want to dive deeper, check out this video next.